Ah! More? A voice can be heard at the door. I never thought I would have the opportunity to have an exclusive interview like this. What are your thoughts on how things have developed since the trade conference 2 years ago? And please tell me about your perspective on the incident in the Principality lately. I've already spoken at length about both matters to the ardent press. You said your name was Grace, right? Ambition is great, but please also be sure to practice moderation as well. Oof. That's pretty cutting, especially when spoken by a beautiful woman. Not sure what's going on, but it seems lively. In any case, let's visit the liberal room too. Oh, good call. I should save. I haven't saved since I started the game up again. Yep, I haven't saved since I loaded the game. Doing that right now. Okay. Mr. President, how is the flow of the conversation? Well, I believe the conditions for each country are not bad. As a member of intelligence, you seem quite uncomfortable about Lady Mildene's keen sight. In any case, it seems I will be able to fulfill my final duty well after this. Sir? Now then, I would like to confirm the trends of the new ruling party. Very well, shall I speak to them then? It sounds like President Rocksmith is nearing the end of his service. They seem to be talking at the moment, so let's come back later. Oh, everyone from Liberal. Chloe, long time no see. Indeed, a whole 3 months I believe. Very good to see you, Joshua, and you too, Ren. Not to mention Tia Agate and Josette. It really has been a while. I met you in Grancel just before Tita went off into the Empire. But I'm so happy to see you again, Chloe. We haven't seen you since Grancel before we left for the Republic. Your Majesty, the Queen is still doing well? Indeed, although she was unable to come all this way for the meeting. That is why I am attending as a representative. I see, but it sounds like it was a pretty serious meeting. So are Julia and Sieg here? Yes, but I can't discuss much of the details of the meeting. Sieg is busy delivering a message back home regarding the meeting. I see. Well, I think we can roughly guess the contents of the discussion at least. So, it is true. It sounds like the topics at the meeting got pretty harsh then. And Dad, what in the world were you doing here? Doing in there? Wow, you're awfully cold after not seeing me for half a year, aren't you? Well, I suppose it's the way of the world for a man's daughter to be cold to him even after he raised her. Oh, stop. Well, anyway, I'm glad you look well. You as well. And Joshua, you look fine too. Good to see you, Father. And you too, Prince Claudia. So, it sounds like you had a request for Lady Mildene as well? I won't deny it. It'll become clear later. But Ren, did you grow even taller in the past 6 months? Yep, a whole 5... Rige? I'm almost caught up to Tita now. I'm happy, but also kind of worried about that. Well, you have a long ways to go too. Estelle had just become a bracer when she was 16. It's so nostalgic. It feels like it was yesterday. You were about as clueless as you were when I was a pirate, though. Well, you're just as much of a tomboy as ever. It's fine, leave my identity alone. Oh dear. Tita, it seems like you're doing your best, though. I've heard from Dr. Russell, it sounds like Erica is quite worried as well. Well, I do write all the time. In fact, I did just let them know that I was safe when I got rescued. Yes, they said that Agate has paid for some of his sins with that. But that they are considering a new course of human experiments to run. What was that? It really is nostalgic. By the way, did you manage to meet Zin when you were in the Republic, Estelle? Oh yes, we did. Just before we entered, actually. Actually, he gave us a message for Father and everyone. Is that right? I'm excited to hear it. They really are so excited to be together. Let me come back later so I don't interrupt. Oh, Instructor Reen. Reen, sorry we were so absorbed. Sorry. Did you come to speak with me? Yes, sorry for barging in. They're so lively, but I can really feel how strong all their bonds are, including with the princess. They developed those bonds during the incident in Liberal 4 years ago. Although the news that Prince Oliver passed away and Charizard is missing was quite a shock. But for now, we must simply look to the future. Right. I have to say it again, it's truly good to meet you, Reed. The Master has told me about you as well, about a student with as much promise as I had. No, I'm nowhere near that yet. And you might know this, but I have some pretty complicated circumstances myself. I've heard about your origin, yes, and I see that hair in your eyes. I cannot give you any advice about that specifically, but actually last month I was entrusted with a letter from the Master from the East. From Master Yoon? But I heard that he had been captive for at least a month. It seems so. The strange thing is that his letter predicted it would happen as well. Almost as if he was a clairvoyant. Well, it might have been a bluff partially. Yes, I can't deny that. So, what else did the letter say? About Reed. About that, Reed. It's unfortunate, but given the present circumstances, I cannot tell you. Huh? This message has a time and a place. More specifically, it is a message of the Master level. The blade that illuminates the darkness, even if only momentarily, in the turbulent times to come. Well then, stay strong. When we reunite after my return from the East, I am planning to teach you the secrets of the form. I have learned the first form, Helix, and the 7th form, Void, from the Master. But you will most likely be able to learn all of the forms and go beyond Void. I'm certain you know how difficult that will be. Yes, and I know I am not yet suitable to achieve the Master level, but I understand why we cannot discuss this here. Right, but please don't forget this. If the time and place are both right, I will surely relay his words to you. As yet, I do not know what results this meeting will yield. Just keep your mind firm, Reenschweiser, younger brother. Understood, Cassius Bright, older brother. Wow, seems exciting. You two just met today and you're getting along already? Right, they come from the same style and there's a whole world we don't know about. It makes me kind of happy though. Is that right? I kind of get it. Are you a little jealous, Agate? No, I don't really want to study under some old dude. Excuse me, I'm with the Crossbow Times. Could you take the time for a private interview, Your Majesty in general? Your Grace, right? You seem pretty motivated. She'll have to conduct interviews for Niall and Dorothy, too. Afterwards, everyone dispersed as the princess and the general fielded Grace's questions. Green returned to the waiting room after saying goodbye to Estella's team. Looks like everyone else was talking around. There's still some time before dinner. I should chat with everyone too. Ah! Again! Oh my god. There's more. Oh, I see. Your mother lives in the Empire, Ellie. Yes, after she broke up with my father, who is from Calvert, she couldn't tolerate remaining in Crossbell. She went to live in the Empire with a distant relative. This was 10 years ago already. I think I remember you telling me something about that before. I really think I remember someone. It sounds like a familiar story. The lineage of the famous McDowell family of Crossbell. Was it not a baron with his own territory somewhere in Lemaire province? How did you know? Well, I suppose you are the head of an earl's family in Lemaire after all. I believe it is exactly as you surmised. I see. It is a small world. Actually, that baron and I also share a distant relationship. Then that means Ellie and the general are related? They both have beautiful pearl gray hair. The color is a little different, but I can see it. That's correct. You and I are separated by quite a distance, yet we share the same blood. It seems that way. Wow, I'm honored. Looking forward to working with you even more now, General Aurelia. Me as well, Ellie McDowell. Wow, what a happy thing to realize. Although it kind of makes me nervous if you're a relative of the principal. And what do you mean by that, Cadet Crawford? Nothing at all. But seeing things like this makes it clear how connected the Empire and Crossbell are. Cultural exchange started forever ago. And on the other hand, there seems to be plenty of ties in Crossbell to the Republic as well. I definitely don't think it's right to cut one side off like we've done. Your reasoning is sound. Sorry, not sure if I should say that as a member of RF. No, not at all. You're very brave. Thank you, Elisa. I'm glad to have met you. Not at all. I'm glad for your advice as well, Ellie. Somehow seeing their friendship is really exciting. Good things are beautiful things. But Ellie's mother, someone who matches that description, lives in town somewhere. Is that right? Yeah, I feel like I saw someone like that somewhere too. Little did they know. Elisa and Ellie seem to have really gotten along. And Yuna is pretty close to them too. These bonds are great. Seeing the principal talk to them like that as well is sort of unexpected, but nice too. Elisa, Ellie, you seem to be talking a lot. Yes, it's a rare opportunity. We haven't seen each other for 3 months, although we've kept in touch by mail. So we were both discussing some personal matters with each other. Ellie? Personal matters? Can she mean? Oh, it's nothing. Ellie, how about we keep that to ourselves? Got it. Well, I'm in the same position as you after all. No, I don't think you have anything to worry about, Ellie. No, I'm telling you that's not true. Oh, I think we all know what they're talking about. Don't even have to say anything about it. As a woman, you really have to go all out to move on. Well, you ought to polish your feminine side after as well. And you have to focus yourself towards her, but in a different way. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I do know I need more focus. Okay. Are you the Elise Schwarzer, the younger sister of the Ashen Chevalier and Princess Alphin's best friend? And I hear you're close to Lady Muse as well. Oh, please let me talk with you privately. I think I need to get the permission from the princess to discuss any of that, but... Oh, of course, I'll help you with that. You're the Crossbow Times reporter, right? You've been trying to interview all the big shots and now you're on Schwarzer's sister? Oh, sorry, I've been causing a ruckus in the hallway, haven't I? Wait, are you Ash Carbide? Oh, please tell me about the truth about your assassination attempt. No, now she's onto me? This sucks. Oh, and you're the church's 8th Dominion, aren't you? I have plenty to ask you about as well. Don't worry, I've already heard a ton from Wazzy, Kevin, and Reese. Yeah, but... Don't worry, I won't do anything strange. Seems like you've gotten pretty popular. Oh, the main subject has arrived! This is perfect! I just reserved the waiting room over there to get the special news coverage! Yes, I'm pretty hesitant, but I'm pretty hesitant to get interviewed. Grace, I'd like it if you could refrain from bothering my friends and family if possible. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I may have gotten a bit too excited. No kidding. Alright, then exchange, how about just 1 or 2 comments? Well, that should be fun, I guess. And now you went and got yourself caught, you overprotective moron. Oh, brother. It seems that Reen is as caring as ever. Oh, hey Reen. Yo, wanna join in? Randy, Crow, Fee, Joshua, what were you guys talking about? Just about the Jaegers and how they're moving before the war, and about the society as well. The Jaegers and the society, I really do worry about their current position. Them and the gnomes have become quite entangled with the Imperial government. What's really dangerous is the fact that they've actually started cooperating. Although the exact circumstances of the former Northern Jaegers and the Nidhogg are a little different. Right, the hostages are being used by the Special Guard to fulfill their purposes. Looking at their movements, it seems like they're each moving to release their captured friends. Well, their moments later will depend on the contact they're under, and since they have surely, the Red Constellation will act with a society, and this effort depends on the contract with the leader of the gnomes. Nowadays, I don't know much of the details about that. And when you think of the government using the Jaegers, it reminds me of when the Anguis, the Faceless, made use of the society's enhanced the Jaeger force. Enhanced the Jaegers. Yuna and others fought them in Hamel. But you really have set up quite the information network here. You are all really reliable when working together. Yeah, not to mention we have a Master Swordsman and the Golden Rakshasa on the ship. This situation is getting crazier and crazier. Princess Claudia, I apologize for my behavior at the meeting. I was quite distraught and your concern really saved me. Not at all. Understandable considering the discussion. And you did a magnificent job representing the will of the royal family. Really, but I'm happy then. Just listening to all of this makes me even more worried. But it sounds like you'll explain it all at dinner, so I'll just wait for that. Again, let me introduce myself. I am Estelle Bright of the Liberal Bracelet Guild. I am truly honored to meet you, Your Majesty. Thank you, but please don't be so formal. I've heard about you from my brother a great number of times. Is that right? To us, Olivier was an irreplaceable colleague and a very dear friend. And after the Liberal incident when we went to visit Hamel, he went out of his way to make arrangements for us. So, I'm so sad it hurts. Why couldn't Joshua share or I be there then? And since we all feel like this, I cannot begin to imagine how you must feel. Estelle, thank you. Just hearing you say that, It was fun and kind and brave in the truest sense of the word. Pushed me forward when I was hesitating about becoming queen. He helped establish a friendship between the Empire and Liberal. Princess Claudia, thank you. I can't cry too much or he'd laugh at me. He'd say, when you feel like crying, just recount the tales of my brave deeds instead of with a smile. I totally hear him saying that. I'm sorry I cannot be acquainted with him. I heard that he acted not just for the Empire and the world though, but for all of the countries on this continent. I offer my continued condolences, Princess Alphen. Thank you, Secretary Lucy. I hear you were Princess Claudia Senpai back when she was in school. Wait, seriously? Oh wait, so just like that Lecter guy. Yes, I studied abroad at the Janus Royal Academy for Mammiferia. In fact, I served in the same student council as Major Lecter Arundel. I became quite in debt to the student council, and especially you two. Is that right? It's amazing how small the world truly is. He's one of the Ironblood children and a major in the notorious Imperial Intelligence Division. He seems so irresponsible, but also somehow fit for that role. So, you're the incredibly beautiful student council president that Chloe told me about before. Yes, I suppose that was me. Chloe? Sorry. But even today, I still remember your words when you said the most important thing is the sword to me. Oh, come on, why did you remember that of all things? Wait, did I say that to you? No, I just overheard you when you were saying it to Hans. Chloe! They really are all connected. What an emotional reunion. But they're all really longing for Prince Oliver. It's also interesting that Princess Claudia and Secretary Lucy go back to the school days. One side has fallen, the other stands in our way. And I need to settle things with Major Claire somehow too. Reen, sorry to keep you waiting. I was the one who invited you. In that case, I should excuse myself for a moment. No, please stay. It seems you had quite the long-awaited reunion. I would be incredibly honored to be able to meet with the Queen next time as well. I'm not sure we will get the opportunity, but please introduce me if we do. Reen. Alright, you've been participating in long-range orbital communication tests, haven't you, Reen? I actually had a test account prepared for me by Ren earlier. As a sign of our newfound friendship, perhaps we could exchange account details? Well, that would be incredible, but I would never presume to. Oh, it should be fine. Her Highness is incredibly popular among the people after all, but she ended up hiding her royal background when she entered school. Lucy. Well then yes, let's definitely exchange info. I don't think a game should be a diplomatic issue. You can now face Claudia and Pomto. Priorities. It truly is an honor to be invited to speak with you, Mr. President. No need to be so nervous, Inspector Marcus. Perhaps you should take a sip of your coffee first. I prefer tea, and Herschel likes coffee with milk and sugar. But the CID staff really seems to be quite superb. Well, now that the ruling party is changing, they've also been tasked with managing the affairs of the people as well. Mr. President. By the way, I recall sharing a meal with you at the trade conference, Herschel. I'm glad I didn't forget that you like coffee with milk and sugar. I'm honored that you remember. President Rocksmith of the Republic. He does have a different aura than I expected as the leader of the Republic. Although he's close to retiring, he seems to be a strong person. Welcome, Reen Schwarzer, the Ashen Chevalier. I apologize for not having the drink you prefer prepared. You appear to be quite cultured, so perhaps you like green tea? I appreciate the thought, but I would not presume to bother you for too long, sir. Such smooth words. Well, I'm sure there are many who wish to speak with you. By the way, so this is your colleague and senpai Toa Herschel. Do you not think that with her problem-solving ability, she would be a good fit for the CID? Well, Mr. President, another surprisingly bold statement. You seem to be even more bold than your rumors say. Though not as nearly as much as your Chancellor. Well, as you know, once the transfer of authority is complete, my power will largely be removed. Even still, I cannot accept the way you wonderful youngsters are being treated by the state. Perhaps then it was fate that we have the chance to meet here today. And if you know anyone who seeks asylum in the Republic, feel free to tell me. I can think of a few, but you seem to be coming to terms with it. Ah! 5 more? It really has been a long time, Your Excellency. Yes, we haven't had the chance to talk with you like this since the trade conference 2 years ago. I'm honored to be able to do so again. And I'm very encouraged to see the SSS safe again. And how many years has it been since we last met, Lady Mildine? It really is fantastic to be able to meet you again like this. Oh, sir. But yes, it really has been a while since I had a chance to talk to you on the outside of official business. I see, so you two are acquainted then? Yes, he was close to my father before he passed. It's already been 10 years since then. It was almost strange how well Alfred and I would talk. About politics, economics, and about the current events. When we were younger, we would discuss these things all night long. And he adored Remiferia's lake so much he came to visit once. How nostalgic, though I don't remember much of it since I was young. Alright, but I would love to meet that kid whom I used to play with back then. Right, I do recall you getting along with my niece. As I recall, your niece is... it's her. I wonder what she's doing nowadays. I've certainly heard plenty of rumors. I am quite ashamed about it. Lately, she's been more out of control than ever. How do I possibly watch after her as your guardian? I see. Rather than an overprotective parent, in this case, it's an overprotective uncle. Yes, I'm certain a lot has happened since then, but some things never do change. In any event, I was able to see some people I have not seen for a while here. And I believe that there are other advances in medical care and people who could become quite helpful from Remiferia. So if the SSS ever needs help, don't hesitate to ask. Especially considering your family situation, Plateau. Thank you very much. But it should be fine. I was able to get in touch with them recently. I'm very happy to hear that. Prince Albert, he seems to be close to them. But Muse is his old friend too. She really does have tremendous connections. Perhaps I can greet them again? We've gotten a chance to get to know the prince several times, and we even accepted a request from him once. I see, that's pretty impressive. It sounds like he's going to be even more helpful in the future, so we need to thank him in advance here. Right, there's also the situation with my parents. It sounds like things are getting pretty complicated. But as the head of the state, he seems very approachable and kind. Wow, it really has been a long time, Cassius. It's wonderful to see you again. Yes, what, 4 years now? By the way, I have to apologize for returning home without attending your A-rank promotion ceremony. Well, it was one liberal incident was going on. But I really appreciate your letter of recommendation. I see. It seems like you've had a breakthrough. Is it regarding Colonel Valestein? Yes, I was fortunate enough to learn the way of the bracers in the Empire, and then I was blessed with some wonderful students. She is one of them, and he is a student's student. I'm Laura Arseed. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to meet the former commander of the Royal Armory. Well, Victor was a great help during the bombing incident of a guild branch. He told me about you as well. I must express my condolences. Thank you. While he was still alive, he told me that I should make sure to witness your staff in action. Did you study that by yourself? No, I learned what I know about staff techniques from a friend of mine. Like the 8 leaves, I've adapted it for my own style as well. I see. Of course, that doesn't surprise me. Kurt, go ahead and introduce yourself. Right. I'm the younger brother of Mille and the nephew of Zex, Kurt Vander. I apologize, I was quite nervous in front of a famous legend such as yourself. Calling me a legend is quite an overestimation, I think. I'm acquainted with your older brother and your uncle, but I've yet to meet your father. But if we have the opportunity, I'd love to meet with you all, including your mother. Of course, my father and mother would be thrilled. Of course, General Cassius would unite the world's guilds and martial arts. I'd love to discuss the way of the sword with him further one evening. If the time and place are both right, I will surely relay his words to you. Just keep your mind firm, reach towards your younger brother. I'm really looking forward to that time. Oh, Reen. Looks like you're talking to everyone? Yes, it's a great chance after all. By the way, the silver streak who is missing is your... Yes, I was her teacher when she became a bracer, but I do feel uneasy not knowing where she might have gone to. Right, no information has been gathered on her at all. If it isn't the gnomes, is there a chance she got caught up with the society? No, actually Scheherazade has relatives who are connected to the society in a way, although I know that seems to defy reason. I see. Right, I heard about this when we got a drink together before. Enforcer number 6, the bewitching bell, right? Duvally. Oh, that's the one. She showed up during the Liberal incident. Afterwards, it became unclear if she even survived. Yes, she hasn't returned to the society since then, though the society has determined that she is definitely alive, although they have decreed to leave her be as they did with Blue Blanc. To her, the Silver Streak was like a sister. If she heard about her, she would definitely move. I see. In that case, it might be better to use a different approach. So you're the Swift then, former member of the Stallritter. You seem to be quite perceptive. You have nothing to do with the society yourself, and yet you were able to deduce that. I believe I understand better now why the Faceless was so wary of you. And the Master has taken an interest to you, it seems. Would you please tell me about your own logic framework that you profess? Communication with more than just the sword and martial arts, but with tactics and everything one has. Your younger brother, Arios, professes something similar. I've only heard rumors about it. Don't get me wrong, this is only for reference. I do not have any actual interest in yourself as the strongest swordsman, stronger than even Victor himself. While having won the interest of the Saint is an honor to be sure. Very well, perhaps I can tell you, at least the outline. That would be more than enough. First of all, why did you discard the sword and pick up the staff? Oh brother, it looks like they're going to get serious. But this is one of her distinctive characteristics. Yes, even in the face of an enemy, courtesy remains important. Training by the Saint. I would really like to follow in that path as well. Who's in here? Nice to meet you, I'm Kia Bannings. I've heard about you from Reen. Nice to meet you, Tita. Same here, I'm Tita Russell. Oh my god, I can totally guess where this is going, just because Angelic is here. Ren, she's cute. Kia is cute. Yeah, I know that. And so you're Angelica of the Ragnar family, right? I'm Ren Bright. Nice to meet you. Huh? I've heard that you were studying martial arts under that Kilika Ronan. So that's who this is. Nice to meet you, Angie. Heaven. Huh? Angie? I soared 2,000 arch above the earth, got that much closer to the goddess. Tita was an angel, but now we arrive at the final boss, the two archangels. Oh, calm down, my eager hands. If I'm caught here, it will be the end. Celine? Is this? It's exactly what it looks like. I'm gonna take a nap. I can't take it! Angelica? This woman, I didn't even see her move. I'll hug back harder. Ah! I have no more regrets in life. Wait, you aren't going to stop this? No, well, maybe when she settles down a little. Oh, a Schwarzer. Agatha, General Wallace, Elliot too. I see, you must be discussing combat options from all over then. Although I don't fully understand why Rosine is here too. Well, I have some reasons for that. As you guessed, we're consulting on the status of each combat force we have available to us. Of course, I'm aware of the movements of the Westland Army, but I lack details on the Bracer Guild and the Panzer divisions. I've also been looking into the movements of the Armored Division myself. They seem to have created several new divisions as well. Naturally, the headquarters of the guild are closely monitoring all of the forces, specifically for trends in neighboring countries as well as the Jaegers. And it's great to exchange information when we get a chance, so I'll answer whatever you want. I see. It seems like things are moving all over. Wait, could it be that you're here for that, Rosine? Yes. Actually, perhaps the ones most knowledgeable and fearful of the Twilight are the Sepian Church. I cannot discuss the details here, but suffice it to say, they have already begun taking countermeasures. No way. I don't know the details, but it sounds like there's a lot to it. Then it seems like we'll need to cooperate fully in that regard as well. We'll explain the truth behind the Mille Mirage at dinner. For now, you should all relax. Understood, I'll just do that. It is concerning, but let's keep going around for now. Ugh. I see, so the location of all the Hercules members is still unknown. Yes, in addition to the Lambda unit's sneak mode, they also have their gunships. It won't be easy to capture them. Lieutenant Kara, so that was connected to the request you submitted to the Bracer Guild then? Yes, and since we lost sight of them in the canyon with you all, we've obtained some valuable information. I've just heard the rumors from the guild a bit. It sounds like they can't catch their tail at all, which isn't surprising that they're handpicked elites. The Lambda unit's function. Just like when we were tracking them underneath the capital, that spatial projection makes things quite difficult. Though they are unlikely to surrender, it's possible that they will negotiate with the Empire. If the influences of the curse continue as they are now, the Hercules members all felt to become brethren of the Dark Dragon before. In that case, because of receiving the influence of the Twilight, it's possible that they really did become part of the Noct Familia. That's the vampires of legend in the Empire, right? Can one return from that? If it has not been long since they were corrupted, yes. As long as you are found within a few days, you will be fine. I see. Lieutenant Kara, if this situation evolves, please contact us as well. There may be something we can do to support. Thank you. Now we walk back to the middle. I'm saving. Why are you just wandering around? Duvali, good to see you. I thought I asked you to stop being formal around me. You stopped that with Vannings and Estelle, right? Yes, but they're only 1 year older than I am. And they're like comrades in a similar position to myself. I see, wait, so you're implicitly calling me old then? Of course not. She is 23 though? She doesn't look like it at all. But I feel like she'll get pissed even if I say that. Well, whatever. Anyway, Lady Mildine seems to be more than I imagined. Gathering the leaders of all the nations, you guys, the Bracers of the World SSS. Not to mention the Black Fang and the Angel of Slaughter. Oh, that's right, you would know them then. When Joshua and Ren were in the society. Yes, I was much more well acquainted to the Blade Lord. The Black Fang left the society and I somewhat joined as a substitute for him. Is that right? That's when he was taken in by the Bright family. Oh, it looks like you guys are chatting away. You always do that. Girl, managed to get some good info? Yes, Randolph and even Joshua had a lot of good details, although I'm still a little worried about where Vita went off to. Yeah, Emma seems concerned as well. Well, that's how she is, always moving behind the scenes. But more importantly, you two noticed, I presume. Huh? You did too then. It seems you're sharp in more ways than just being awakeners. But it seems that everyone gathered here feels some kind of premonition for something. I don't know if it is connected to the Mille Mirage that will be revealed at dinner or not. Right. And the 7 rivalries is just at the beginning. It wouldn't be surprising if something started with that by now. We'll need to be prepared ourselves for how it will go down here. I agree. I'm counting on you both, Crow, Jubilee. Yeah, leave it to me. You don't have to tell me that. I apologize for interrupting. The dinner will begin shortly. If you don't mind, please head to the dining room. Right, thank you. Oh my god, dinner is finally starting. A meal aboard the Pantagruel. I'm sure it'll be particularly good. Yes, I'd expect the top noble family in the Empire to hire the top chefs. Your fish burger was also quite delicious. You were able to partake in it too then, Jubilee? I don't really remember. Isn't it just fast food? Oh, there you are. It sounds like the meal is starting. And I'm starving all of a sudden. Actually, it feels like what's coming next is the main dish. Right, let's prepare ourselves. And let's head in. I need more water. After that, all of the guests, including the leaders, gathered. And a luxurious dinner presided over the house Cayenne began. Although it was a late lunch, all of the participants had fulfilling conversations while eating the delicious food. Those who did not have the opportunity to talk before and those who seemed to be totally unrelated were able to get to know one another and build relationships. And then, finally, the relaxing dinner ended and the contents of the meeting. And the Mille Mirage were revealed. This is the summary of the Mille Mirage, designed to combat Jormungand. I thought so. It's largely as we imagined. But looking at it like this, it really is on a tremendous scale. Although based on the situation we're in, I can understand how it's come to this. But are you serious? By employing a large-scale draft, the military forces of the Empire have increased dramatically. Present estimates put the number at 1.2 million. The number will increase a bit more before the war begins. Even if the entire Republican army gathers, the numbers would be only 800,000. And even if they try to rapidly increase their numbers through a draft, the very government's position is shaky now, after that last election. In addition, there is also a tremendous difference in terms of ability and logistics. Currently, Erebonia has the advantage when it comes to airship and tank technology. The existence of the Soldat divisions is huge as well. Yes, the production line of the Verne Company is unable to keep up. Not to mention the fact that for the past few years, the Empire has been throwing everything into war. In that case, it seems possible the Civil War 2 years ago was a strategic move. Yes, that seems certain. And the incident 4 years ago in my country, as well as the 100 Days War of 14 years ago. We have concluded that all of these have been far-reaching strategic moves for the Jormungand. And so Lady Mildene's Mille Mirage is to control that Jormungand, Calvard, Liberal, Rumeferia, and Weissland armies. And Lemon's volunteer forces as well as Crossbell and Northumbria's resistance forces. This plan involves joining all of those together to combat and crush the Imperial army. As you said before, our entire Calvard army totals 800,000 men. The Weissland army will contribute another 100,000. Furthermore, the total number of troops in the Principality of Rumeferia's national army is 80,000, and the Liberal armed forces totals 120,000. Additionally, we can count on 20,000 from the Lehman volunteer forces and 10,000 from Crossbell and Northumbria. And although this is completely informal, we believe we can count on 30,000 from Altaria. Of course, we intend to throw in the Jaegers as well. And by joining the members of the big and small corps, we expect a further 40,000 men. Adding all of those, it yields 1.2 million. And so finally our calculations yield a number matching that of the Jormungand. A world war in its truest sense. Crossbell Resistance Force, so that's Sonia. Yeah, I did hear a little from Mille. So your actions in Northumbria were for this then. The movements of the former Northern Jaegers who are tied up by the government. Volunteer forces from Lemon and Olet. You're planning to engage their National Guard forces. Yes, we've already heard information about that. And Altaria State, so the head of the Septian Church plans to move as well. Like Rosine said? It's been arranged that the priests who reported to the liturgy department will be involved. Naturally, the Empire has superior technology and their allegiance with the society. And before that, there was still a great difficulty of linking together military factions. And so we have decided at this meeting the personnel that will become the keystone of this plan. General Cassius Bright of the Liberal Kingdom Army. I ask you to serve as the leading commander of the Mille Mirage. That's a truly tremendous move. Cassius Bright was the one who headed up the search and destroy plan against the cults. What's more, he's the strongest warlord of all who broke the unbreakable Imperial army. I thought so. And you accepted, right, Dad? Knowing full well what this plan will involve. Yes, the largest scale war in history. A tremendous number will die in combat. A large number of civilians will as well. Hundreds of thousands, millions in the worst case. Yeah, they might. Though I don't think the Empire will win the war outright. I see. Needless to say, I believe this is the worst possible decision. And yet, The aim of the invasion of the Republic relates to two septarian. And it is a different matter if the curse that has plagued the Empire spreads to other regions. Interlocking of the surface and underworld. The way things are going, the Empire will swallow the Republic and the curse will spread across the whole land. After that, eventually the last neighboring countries and finally the entire continent will be consumed. The Great Twilight, right? It exists to bring about the creation of the ultimate being. That must be avoided at all costs, even if we must select the worst possible choice. We face the very end of the world. This is a story that originated in the Empire. I absolutely cannot accept this plan, but as a member of the royal family, I have condoned it. This was the conclusion of the meeting. Do you now understand the reason we all gathered here? Now, I would like to ask all of you, whether you agree with this path or not, will you cooperate? Naturally, there are plenty of others you'll have to consult with, but we do not have time. I would like your answer while we're still here. Bracer Guild Special Support Section, and the members of Thor's Class 7, those three groups. Yeah, I'll just look at Reen. We, the Special Support Section, are to the end a part of the police department of this former autonomous state. We are not in a position to disagree with the position of all of these nations. We understand the seriousness of the situation. However, we cannot agree with the strategy. And so we would like to explore all of the options to manage this situation, while also pursuing a means for Crossbell to return to being an autonomous state. The Bracer Guild also cannot agree to this strategy. We are the gauntlet of support. We protect the safety of the citizens. We know that all of the leaders gathered here know that, and yet still arrived at the same conclusion. And so we will work the Lehman State forces to prepare evacuation routes for the citizens, while at the same time looking for our own way to manage the situation, like Lloyd's team. That's the will of the Bracers. There are many still missing, so we cannot represent the entirety of Thor's, but we will express our decision as Thor's Class 7. The foundation of the world. Those words have been at the core of everything we've done. There may be a way to control the curse at the end of the Great War and build that foundation. But the curse is not absolute. There are many people who fight against those that would trifle with people's destiny. We've come to realize that. We need insurance for the world. We leave that to the Mille Mirage. Yet we, along with the guild and the success, plan to find a third way. There are so many incidents caused by the curse to solve, and we need to fight the 7 rivalries. The time we have left is short. I don't know if it is possible. Yet we plan to take one step at a time forward. Because that's the path that Prince Oliver wanted to follow. The path that Prince Oliver wanted to follow. Oh, they're so young. Yet, in any age, it is the youth that changed the world. And there is a theory that they are strangers to our old world, not captured in its framework. Thinking about it now, Prince Oliver provided this. And his spirit has been soundly inherited by the next generation. We have heard your intentions. The Mille Mirage is already at hand, but I believe we can make arrangements for each other. We won't require your full cooperation in the plan, but we would like you to help where possible. Providing information and consideration of the citizens. There's much room to work together before you're begun. The Liberal Bracer Guild is a special support section. I am quite interested to see what you are able to accomplish, as the heroes who have solved many large incidents in the past. We are honored. I don't know about the heroes part, but we'll help out where we can. I was wondering what was going to happen there. We confirmed the severity of this plan, but we also established our own mission. Yes, whatever we can do before the war starts. Even if the war starts, there are things we can do. There must be. And we must decide how we as Class 7 and Thors will act. We need to see a way past the rivalry that plagues the instructor as well. That's the spirit. Well, it feels a bit nostalgic, doesn't it? I agree with you there. That voice. I've heard it before. He showed up. Ouroboros Enforcer number 0. Looks like fun over there. I did hear the rumors, but you guys are really the lively bunch. Yes, aren't they? A third anguish of the society. Lady Mildine and the leaders of all these nations. Good day to you all. And there are people here, both whom I have met before and whom I have not. Peter's daughter. I've heard the rumors. And now a leader of a large criminal organization. Wow, what an audacious woman. I agree with you there. I don't want to hear that from you. Looks like you guys are having fun. Zephyr Core is here for the party. Chief and Zeno and Leo too. Not just them. Don't think this will be the same as in the workshop. Excuse us. Long time no see, you two. My lady, everyone, please excuse our rudeness. Angie, you should have remained as you were. And I'll introduce myself last. Cedric, why? Long time no see, Alvin. And Reed and Kurt as well. Looks like you guys butted in a bit and leaves. You reap what you sow, involving Elise and Teal like that. Yes, this is the scramble, the same as the rivalry. I was entrusted with this incident by Chancellor Osborne himself. And even if you've all agreed on your Mille Mirage pattern, I'll give you a great greeting here. Did they hack us? Yes, likely using their astral code that the society takes so much pride in. Belle and the clown are behind it. In that case, this has turned it into an extremely bad situation. Yes, they're coming. Wow, so unexpected. No way, an Imperial warship? This is the bridge. Emergency contact. 8 Crimson ships detected closing from 9 o'clock. Among them, we're confirming a 280 Arch aircraft carrier class. What? No way. The one that showed up in the Liberal incident? Yes, developed by the Society. The largest airship ever created. The Red Ark. The Glorious. Oh, I hear it. Yeah, atrocious raid. I see, exactly as she predicted. And not a fleet of the Empire, but a fleet of the Society along with their mothership. What does this mean? It's like they anticipated this happening. At the end of the meeting, Lady Mildine made some predictions, including that a fleet of the Imperial Army or the flagship of the Society would appear in this airspace. If it were a fleet of the Empire, it would have been a deterrent to their war effort. They could not attack a vessel carrying the leaders of all of these countries over a neutral airspace. Even if they captured it, it would lead to international issues. So then it's not for war now. Were they betting on that possibility? So then they themselves did not appear, sending instead the mothership of the Society to shoot down the leaders and their princess and create further kindling for war. They plan to flame the Republic. No way, we can't let them get away with that. On the name of the Bracers, we won't allow it. Wait, so you knew this and that's why you called us here? Yes, it was the perfect opportunity. Do not worry, we have secured an escape route for the guests. Now let's divide you in half and have one half head to the hangar. There are enemies arriving from the deck as well. I'd like the other half to deal with them. Split into left and right wings. We've planned this far? We've been played. We don't have time, let's get started. Split up and balance our strength. Got it. Reen, Lloyd, and Estelle split the teams up. The results, Reen at New Class 7 along with Estelle, Joshua, Ren, Lloyd, Ellie, Tio, Crow, and Duvally joined the efforts with several others, while the other members helped General Aurelia escort the guests to the hold. Oh my god! The boys team. Literally the boys. Me and the boys. Oh, and the girl... Okay. Led by Estelle. Okay, Sarah goes there, obviously. Oh baby, oh baby.